So, left back in the changing room.
Hey!
Well, hey, indeed, we are back. Hello, listeners. My good self, Jimmy Ferguson here, and very excited to be speaking to you again. I'm joined by a very happy NVD.
Champion! Number 19!
NVD! Champione! How did it feel, mate? How does it feel?
Oh, mate, ecstatic. Honestly, I mean, this tops everything. It's a shame that it happened the way it did insofar as City losing and obviously Chelsea, I say doing us a favour. We've steamrolled the league anyway. But, it would have been nice to, let's say, for example, nervous, but nice if it had gone down to the actual Liverpool-Man City game and we trounced them at the Etihad. I think that would have been even more spectacular, but can't take it away from just kind of that feeling of happiness and relief that we managed to get a Premier League title.
And I mean, that would have been the ideal way to win it.
It would have. There's no denying that.
I think you have to admit that City were a whimper of the side that they were last year, and by far and away the best team in the league, won it by a long shot. And it didn't actually surprise me that City got beaten by Chelsea, because they've just looked half the team that they were last season. And I mean, they're obviously a great team, and being from Surrey, I can't say that, but I don't know. They just keep changing the team around too much, and Liverpool by far deserved it. They're the best team in the league. Hard to say, but I'll swallow the pill and I'll concede NVD. You guys deserved it. Well done. I mean, the way that you did bounce back against, the Everton game was pretty poor, I have to admit. But then you
100%
came out, and I think Salah, you're missing Salah.
He was unplayable when he came back against Palace. But yes, no, thank you for being magnanimous in admitting the title win. That you did more than Gary Neville, to be fair.
Well, he was off, wasn't he? Where did Gary go? He couldn't be found. He was hiding.
Papua New Guinea, yeah. He made it back for the Brighton United game, though, to be fair. So, but yeah, no, it's good. It's good that we kind of played and showed, I guess, kind of what we've been showing for many parts of the season against Palace, and then obviously went on to secure the title. I just really hope that, the players are just genuinely up for it against City, because, it's all well and good being champions, but you don't want to get beat in your first game as champions. And it's not, you can't get any harder games than playing City at home. And naturally, if you're Guardiola, you're going to be like, look, you've got to show these boys that it's a flash in the pan, one season only. We're going to be back on top next season to go out there and show them. And so, yeah, it's going to be tough, but it'll be a good mark as to hopefully how Klopp's been able to kind of fire his players up and utilise the title win to kind of just really go out and make a statement as well of themselves.
Do you think you guys will win it next year, or
It's going to be difficult, but look, it all depends on how teams recruit. I mean, a lot of clubs are using that stance, right, in terms of not being held to ransom and paying over the odds because of COVID prices, so to speak. Like United came out today saying they're not going to pay more than 50 million for Jadon Sancho, which you can understand. Yeah, you can 100% understand. So it really depends on how teams are going to do their business. Chelsea, you've already seen, and made some signings, so we'll see. But no, I think we've got every chance to retain the title.
Well, I'll certainly be hoping it's a one and done, mate, and
it will still be one though.
Fairly soon. But I mean, we'll all agree, lacklustre against Everton, and although Liverpool have won the league, I think the real winner is the fact the football's back. Wouldn't you say, Rikki Pelligrini? You're joining me as well. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Yeah, I kind of echo the sentiments. I think Jurgen Klopp has done a tremendous job over the years. He's well deserved. Winning the Champions League last year and then the Premier League this year. I disagree with you about the Man City. I still think they've been superb this season. Right, they've had a couple of injuries here and there, but I just think Liverpool have been that good that they've just, Man City have just not been able to be as consistent. Yes, but Liverpool have been that good just to absolutely dominate. They kind of just built that team over the last few years. They've just fine-tuned it from Klopp, and now they've got their reward. And yeah, it's nice to see that happen, and just a way, and just the bloke himself. He's just such a nice bloke. Every time he gives an interview, he's been so gracious during this whole COVID period as well. With all the unknowns, the league could have been null and voided, and I think they just handled it really well. And so well deserved for and well-deserved MVD. Hope you had a good few beers or so.
Oh, I certainly did.
And if you've seen, there's been an outbreak in Liverpool, and surprisingly not an outbreak because they all celebrated and didn't socially distance, but an outbreak in the hospitals of new babies born over the last 4 or 5 days, and either male or female being called Jurgen. So there's going to be a lot of Jurgen Scousers around for many years to come, which is fantastic. Young little baby girl Jurgen and her brother Jurgen. Another Jurgen. But no,
Who's player of the year? Who's player of the year?
Oh, this is so interesting. Do you know why? And MBD answer it after, but I was looking at the Ballon d'Or nomination, and Salah is not even in the top 20. Can you believe that?
It's weird.
Yeah, it is. A lot of tactical voting went on. Yeah, you know, it's an interesting one because there's been a lot of touting that it should be Jordan Henderson. And I think as a club, irrespective of what happens in the FA or the PFA, I think he'll get it from a club perspective. Yeah, I think he's been great for us. It's probably been one of his best seasons. Personally, has he been our best player? No, he's helped make us tick. But I think it's down to Mane. I think he's had a better season than Salah, even though Salah's had a great season. But I think, yeah, out and out, I'd say Mane. If I had to give the sentimental player of the year, I'd give it to Bobby Firmino because he just does so much work. And really, he's the person who makes Liverpool tick from very much kind of even from midfield into attack. You've seen, you know, he's come on and changed games. He really is a bit of an unsung hero sometimes because he's not always in and amongst the goals, but he assists a lot and he just creates like amazing space for like Mane and Salah and other players to just get in. So yeah, definitely he's my sentimental player of the year for Liverpool.
I mean, I find it crazy that Salah isn't being mentioned here. I just feel like there was one point where he had to step up. You know, he didn't have the best beginning to the season compared to it. He sort of perhaps overachieving the season before. But I don't even think that's fair. I think when he had to step up this season, when perhaps was it Mane got injured or went out and he was the main man again, he delivered. Like, and for him to not even be in the Ballon d'Or rankings, you got like Immobile from Lazio, number 20, and you've got Serge Gnabry in there from Bayern Munich, and then you've even got Haaland from Borussia Dortmund, who's rated number 8. He's had half the season. I mean, Salah's won the Premier League.
Yeah. No, I mean, 100%, really? Yeah.
He's also top of the, just like, you know, linking to FPL, looking at all the Liverpool players, he's the top scorer in FPL for Liverpool. I know that doesn't pay everything, paint the picture of the season, but he literally got 197 points. He still had a super season. He's almost top in the world right
He's
now.
almost suffered from doing so well last year and then having to live up to it. And he has actually perhaps lived up to it again, but people have a different opinion because Mane did. But I think, Pellers, I wanted to go back to the City comment because it wasn't a complete belittling of what City have done, but I don't think they've hit, and many City fans would probably be the first to say they've not hit the heights they hit last season. Their points tally shows that. And I think what I was more so getting at is an unsettled team throughout, which we've seen, but players last year for Liverpool have kicked on and developed and become even better. Some of the City lads have gone backwards, in my opinion. I feel like Sterling hasn't been at the races.
Yeah, that's true.
But the unsettledness of the team, just you need a settled team, and we said it before. But I think, anyhow, guys, I'm going to press on in the interest of time. As much as I love to talk about Liverpool, we all know the real winner is football. Great to have it back after COVID. And a few lacklustre performances from Liverpool, but obviously we all saw Man United 3-0 dominance today against Brighton. Absolutely fantastic. Looking like best team next season already, I think. Okay, from there, guys, I wanted to just apologise to our fans that we've not been on the airwaves. The COVID schedule has really strapped our resources here, knowing, we don't get paid for the job. We've got to keep a day job up. So as essential members of the society, we've not quite been able to keep up with the schedule of games coming thick and fast. You've not had our tips and insight. We're going to try and put that right today. So we'll be looking at giving you guys some tips for the next 3 game weeks. So we'll be looking at game week 33, 34 and 35. Make sure that you've got our intel and insights there. Before we jump into that, we will quickly run through the NYC Brit Street Boys League. It is, of course, our league, the league for those of us who think we are bloody good fantasy managers but never made it as players. And NVD, can you do the honours and take us through what it's looking like in the league?
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, we're a couple of games in. I think, 2 games in? already, and still at the top, maintaining his top spot.
Fanboy.
He's doing the Liverpool of the season so far. He's achieving consistency. Is John McGinn fanboy. He's at the top with 1834 points, 24 points above Mr. Pellers here. He's got 20 points this game week so far, but he has got the most out of all of us in the league in terms of players to start, including his captain. He's got 8 players to start. 24 points closely behind him is Rikki Pellers.
Pelligrini, he's on the charge.
It's that final push. It's that final push. It's squeaky bum time, to quote Sir Alex Ferguson. And it's just, who knows?
The restart. Yeah. Have you gained ground, Pellers, or is that where the gap is?
The thing is, it's consistent. It's all about the consistency, right? And John McGinn fanboy has been consistent all season. Danny Wings did it again, so he's been a massive pick for him. He got him early doors, and stuck by him. Whereas others, Danny Wings just before this whole restart was having a bit of a lull, but he's come back with a bang. So, John McGinn fanboy, hats off to him, he's stuck with him. But yeah, it's going to be close. It'll go down to the last day. I think it always does. It only takes one good game week. I think the whole top 4 could change at any point, really. So we'll see how it goes towards the end of the season.
That's it. I mean, you absolutely kind of hit the nail on the head there, Palace. I mean, it really is getting tight. I mean, El Capitan he's having a blinding couple of game weeks. We were kind of interchanging between 3rd and 4th, and he's just left me for dust, really. He's having a good run of the past 2 games weeks. He's already got 49 points, albeit he's got only 4 players to start. He's 14 points behind you, Pellers. He's on 1796. So yeah, he's doing well. He's tinkered his team a little bit.
And how's captain soared up the league then? What's done there? Is it anyone that's impressed particularly?
Yeah. So Danny Wings paid off for him. Yeah. I think in previous game weeks, I think he's stuck with Jimenez as captain, and I think this game week he didn't get on the score sheet, but previous game weeks he's been doing the business, kindly assisted by Traore. I think kind of Wolves' consistency as well at the back has been doing well for him. He's got Doherty in. Doherty's been in amongst the points, 6, 9 points, for example. So that's good. He's obviously had the Liverpool back 4 in terms of Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, so 2 clean sheets, so he's got points there. So he's actually kind of just got a really well balanced team, to be honest, and he's been able to then flood his midfield with the likes of Fernandes, Salah, and De Bruyne, who between the 3 of them have achieved high points over the past 2 game weeks. Fernandes today just absolutely having a blinder with his 2 goals for United. So his team is solid and it's paying off for him.
Could have easily been a hat-trick as well for Bruno today. He's hit the post as well in that first half. But, I mean, I'll be interested to see out of Salah and De Bruyne if they both play on Wednesday. I'm concerned that Liverpool might start dropping players now.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for the first game. I'd be surprised if they dropped, Salah for the first game. But you're right. I think kind of maybe post-City game, especially kind of giving a few, few of those who are on the periphery of getting a league winners medal. You might see kind of a little bit more rotation. So that's something to bear in mind, and obviously kind of resting a few players in preparation for next season.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on the charge.
And you're sitting in 4th then, NVD. You're behind.
I'm sitting in 4th, but, I'm just dropping. I think kind of poor captain choices, unfortunately. I stuck with what I did Fernandes last week instead of this week. I went to Rashford because I thought, actually, I thought Rashford would do the business this week, but he hasn't. And fortunately, I still kept Fernandes in my team, so he's got me points, but unfortunately not as much as if I captained him.
How much is the deficit from Captain Russ now? Is it more?
So, I mean, it's to be honest, it's quite a lot, really. It's almost 53 points. So, past 2 game weeks, he's just had a great, couple of games back. And that's really, and good captain choices as well. And that's done well for him. Unfortunately, kind of my top 4 position is under threat. We've got old Sausage Burner.
And you were going for first, though, weren't you, mate? Have you conceded that first isn't possible anymore?
Of course not, mate. Of course not. There's still everything to pay for, mate.
I still feel there's hope, mate, even from my low.
Exactly. I've still got the wild card, still got the bench boost. You never know
until it's over.
Exactly. You just never say never. Honestly, get a few unknowns and a few game changers in there, and that's it. So I'm hanging on to 4th, but I'll persevere and do an Arsenal and solidify again. We've got Sausage Burner in 5th on 1739.
How far is he from you?
He is 4 points behind me.
Oh.
I've got more players to start, albeit he's got his captain to start. So, yeah, it could be interesting.